Imagine a world where your favorite high-end games don't require a massive plastic box under your TV. Imagine the power of a pro-level gaming PC tucked right into your backpack. For years, we wondered if Nintendo could ever top the original Switch, or if they were just chasing a ghost. But in 2026, the silence has been broken, the myths have been busted, and the Nintendo Switch 2 is finally sitting in our hands. The question isn't just is it good? The question is, did Nintendo just change the rules of gaming forever? We've spent months pushing this custom NVIDIA silicon to its absolute breaking point, and what we found is going to change everything you thought you knew about handheld consoles. The honeymoon phase of the launch is officially over. We are now well into 2026, and the Nintendo Switch 2 has moved from being a legendary myth to a dominant reality sitting in millions of living rooms. But even though the console has been out for over half a year, the conversation is only getting more intense. We are now entering the era of optimization, hidden features, and the first wave of next-gen Nintendo software that is actually pushing the hardware to its limit. If you've been on the fence about picking one up, or if you've had one since launch day and want to know how to get more power out of it, you are in the right place. The heart of the Switch 2's success in 2026 isn't just raw horsepower. It's the NVIDIA Tegra T239 chip and the magic of DLSS 3.5. When the console first launched, many people were worried that the 12 GB of RAM wouldn't be enough to keep up with the PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X. However, what we've seen over the last few months is that Nintendo's implementation of AI upscaling is a total game changer. We've been testing the recent 2026 patch for The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, and the results are staggering. The Switch 2 Boost mode allows the game to run at a reconstructed 4K resolution when docked, with a frame rate that almost never dips below a locked 60 frames per second. It makes the original hardware look like a grainy memory. It isn't just about raw power, it's about how smart that power is being used to trick your eyes into seeing a high-end PC experience on a portable device. But it's not just about the old games. The real story of 2026 is how developers are using the 120Hz variable refresh rate VRR display. While the 7.9-inch screen is an LCD rather than an OLED, the inclusion of VRR has proven to be the smarter move for high-performance gaming. In 2026, we're seeing performance modes in titles like Metroid Prime 4 Beyond that leverage that high refresh rate to deliver the smoothest handheld experience Nintendo has ever offered. The colors on this new Super LCD are incredibly vibrant, peaking at 800 nits. This actually solves one of the biggest complaints from the original Switch era, outdoor visibility. You can finally play in the park or on a bright train without staring at your own reflection. Now, let's talk about the design and the hardware secrets that users have been discovering since the mid-2025 launch. The Joy-Con 2 controllers have been a massive hit, largely because Nintendo finally moved to Hall effect sensors. This has effectively killed the drift controversy that plagued the previous generation. No more sending controllers back for repair every 6 months. But the real talk in 2026 is about the magnetic rail system. These aren't just for snapping the controllers on. They act as high-speed data pass-throughs. We are starting to see the first wave of Pro Grips from third-party manufacturers that use these magnets to add extra programmable buttons and even integrated cooling fans for long sessions of Apex Legends or the newly released Cyberpunk 2077 Night City Portable. Then there's the dual USB-C architecture. Having a port on both the top and the bottom was a stroke of genius. In 2026, the top port is being used for the Nintendo Vision camera accessory, which is rumored to be the key for an upcoming augmented reality Pokémon project. It's also made the Switch 2 the ultimate device for streamers. You can now charge the console and output a clean HDMI signal simultaneously without a bulky third-party dongle. It's these small, quality-of-life improvements that make the device feel like a pro machine. One of the biggest talking points as we move through 2026 is backward compatibility. Nintendo promised it and they delivered. But the Switch 2 upgrade culture is where things get interesting. Most first-party games received free patches to improve loading times and resolution. However, we are seeing a trend where third-party publishers are releasing Ultimate Editions that take full advantage of the microSD express speeds. If you're still using your old UHSI cards from 2017, you're missing out. The Switch 2's ability to read data at nearly 900 megabytes per second means that modern games like Final Fantasy VII Reimagine can stream assets instantly. This eliminates those slow elevator rides and narrow crawling spaces we used to hate. In 2026, the 256 gigabytes of internal storage is already starting to feel tight for some power users, making those high-speed express cards the most essential accessory of the year. Looking at the software roadmap for the rest of 2026, it is clear that Nintendo is not slowing down. We are just weeks away from the rumored February Direct, where we expect to see the first footage of the new Super Mario Odyssey sequel. Beyond that, the third-party support in 2026 is at an all-time high. We've already seen Grand Theft Auto 5 running flawlessly on the system, and the whispers of a miracle port for Starfield are growing louder every day. The Switch 2 has officially ended the era where Nintendo fans had to wait years for the big games. In 2026, the Switch is a lead platform for almost every major publisher. This has led to a massive surge in the Nintendo Switch Online Plus subscriber base, especially with the addition of the GameCube expansion pack. Finally, we have Melee and Wind Waker HD in a portable format with full online play. However, it hasn't all been perfect. One of the growing concerns in 2026 is the retail price stability. While the console launched at $449, the demand has been so consistently high that we haven't seen a single official price drop or slim model announcement yet. In fact, due to the high cost of the custom NVIDIA chips and the LPDDR5X RAM, some regions are actually seeing small price increases for the mega bundles. This has made the secondary market for the Switch 2 incredibly active. The console is retaining its value better than almost any other piece of tech on the market right now. If you bought one at launch, your investment has more than paid off in terms of both library access and resale potential. As we look toward the second half of 2026, the Switch 2 ecosystem is expanding into areas we never expected. The rumors of a Switch 2 Home Hub, a specialized dock with extra processing power to enable 8K upscaling on TV, are reaching a fever pitch. While Nintendo hasn't confirmed it, the existence of new transmission protocols in the firmware suggests that they are preparing for a Pro Dock launch later this year. This would effectively turn the Switch 2 into a hybrid that can compete directly with 4K home consoles while still remaining the most powerful handheld in the world. It's a bold strategy, but if anyone can pull it off, it's Nintendo. In conclusion, the Nintendo Switch 2 in 2026 is a masterclass in how to follow up a legendary product. It didn't reinvent the wheel, it just gave the wheel a jet engine and a high-resolution display. It has successfully bridged the gap between casual portable play and high-end cinematic gaming. Whether you're a parent looking for the best family device or a hardcore gamer wanting to take Elden Ring on a plane, the Switch 2 is the undisputed champion of 2026. The library is massive, the hardware is refined, and the future looks incredibly bright. In my opinion, the Switch 2 is the most impressive piece of hardware Nintendo has ever released. It didn't just fix the problems of the past, it built a bridge to the future of gaming. It feels premium, powerful, and most importantly, it feels like Nintendo is back on top of the world. It's rare for a sequel to live up to this much hype, but Nintendo has managed to capture lightning in a bottle for the second time. If you like the video, subscribe, share the video, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a deep dive into the latest tech,